Hi everyone, welcome back to Vintage Fashion Hat Chat. I'm Norma Shephard, the director of the Mobile Millinery Museum and the author of 5 books on vintage fashion, including 1,000 hats. And I'm happy to bring you some Hattie Carnegie today. Hattie, isn't that a great name for someone who makes hats? Actually, it's pretty traditional nickname for anyone named Henriette. Now, my father had wanted to name me Henrietta. My mother fought hard for Nancy, which I would have loved, and they compromised on Norma because my dad's name was Norman. Had I been named Henrietta, I think I would have gone by Henriette because I think it's lovely in French. And my apologies to anyone who does carry that name, but my maiden name was Hillier, and I don't think it would have worked. Anyway, I'm bringing you Hattie Carnegie today. Now, jewelry collectors will be familiar with her for certain, as will serious hat collectors. But I'm going to show you hats today. But before I do, I want to give you a peek at this book. This is by Schiffer Publishing, and this is a great reference for anyone wanting to know about Hattie Carnegie jewelry and about her business. And there's a little bit of her history in her early days of designing millinery. Now, she did continue to design fashion as well as jewelry in later years and millinery. And so I've brought you 3 hats from our archive, from our archives that are from 3 different eras. And they're very distinctly different and all quite wonderful. So I'm going to start with this wonderful Pillbox. This is a lovely little straw piece. It goes on with these little plastic clips that so many of the simple little hats do. You can see the Hattie Carnegie label. And this would have been in the 1950s. And I'm just going to pop it on. So, you know, with a pillbox, you can tilt it. This almost looks like a bellhop hat. Anyway, of course, milliners were taking their inspiration from just about anywhere. And Hattie, at this time when this was made, was kind of breaking the rules. You didn't see too many red hats. I've said it before, a lot of people used to think that if you were wearing a red hat, maybe you weren't wearing any knickers. But this is a beautiful piece, so simple yet so charming, and the interior has a beautiful firm netting lining. So that's one of our favorite little Hattie Carnegie hats from the archives. Now the next one I want to show you is a little further on. It's from the 1960s, well maybe the late 50s, and this was a time when most hat designers were hip to the fact that a lot of young women were deciding maybe they didn't want to wear hats. And so most of the major designers came out with a junior line, and that was great because in previous fashion periods, women's or girls' clothing would go from child to what they called Mrs., which was a young girl, and then it would go to adult. But designers clued into the fact that there was a whole market they had been missing, and that was the teen. And of course, with hats falling out of favor, most of them did take on that challenge by creating a junior line. And Hattie's junior line was called Miss Carnegie. And this is a great example. It has a youthful look. This isn't something that an adult woman would want to wear, but it's a Breton style. And let's say you were, you know, maybe you've joined a junior sorority or you don't want to wear a hat to church. This would be a suitable hat for tea, very high end. It's a lovely straw trimmed with black velvet and really nice black velvet leaves. But now the real treasure, we're going to go back to 1925 when she started her business in 1909, designing hats, designing fashion. by 1925, she had contracted with Magnan to sell them wholesale hats. Now wait till you see this one. This one looks to me to be about 1925, and it's a very high-end cloche. I have done another video on the cloche style with pieces from the archives, but I pulled this very special one out today, and you'll see just how great a designer she was. Okay, so we're going to look at the front. It is a cloche. You can see that this wonderful big geometric veiling is going to fall over the face, and then you have the lappets. The veiling continues almost scarf-like, and this can be wrapped around your neck. This can be wrapped around your neck, as I'll show you in a minute, as these lappets continue almost scarf-like. And they're done. It's pieced, and it's fastened to the crown of this hat. I'm showing you the center back now, and you can see even the beautiful blue velvet trim along the edge, and the rest of it is black satin. And here we go. So you know, you could wrap it around your neck or let it hang, or maybe just toss it to one side and picture the whole silhouette that the women in the 1920s wore. And then of course, when you want to speak to someone, or you know, you're going out to dinner and it's time to eat, you can just toss these back and continue to look wonderfully elegant. Considering this is almost 100 years old, it's in wonderful shape, and I'm so grateful to people who have preserved these pieces. I was able to acquire this from a wonderful Etsy shop owner who had also been involved in local Little Theatre, and many times in Little Theatre great pieces have been donated and used for the stage, and it's wonderful when they don't get damaged and they're passed on. I'm happy to have shown you those, and I will tell you that I'm always on the hunt for Hattie Carnegie jewelry, particularly anything that would coordinate with any of the hats that we do have in the collection. So if you happen to be a reseller and you think you have something I might be interested in, please contact me. I also am looking for good condition Hattie Carnegie hat boxes. Anyway, that being said, I thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this content, please hit like, share, subscribe. If you have any ideas of something you'd like me to cover in my videos, please drop me a line in the comments section. And I would love to know how you feel about hats. Do you wear them? Do you collect vintage hats? What is it about them that you love? I thank you for watching once again, and have a Hattie evening.